Why defenses exist. At first, parents are shocked to learn there are defenses. They ask, but isn't abduction enough? Isn't the court supposed to just order return? The answer is yes. Return is the rule. The Hague Convention exists to stop parents from gaining an advantage by moving a child abroad. But the drafters of the treaty also knew that life is complex. There are rare situations where sending a child back could put them in danger. That's why there are a few narrow exceptions, what we call defenses. They don't reward abduction. They protect children in extraordinary cases. The main defenses in Italy: 1, grave risk of harm. This is the most powerful defense. The abducting parent argues that return would expose the child to physical or psychological harm. Italian judges take this seriously, but they require proof. Police reports, medical records, expert evaluations. They look for clear evidence of abuse, neglect, or serious danger. Normal stress from moving or disputes between parents do not qualify. 2, the child's objection. Judges may also listen to the child's voice. If the child is old enough and mature enough to form an independent opinion, their objection can matter. In Italy, children around 10 or older are often heard. Judges may meet the child directly, sometimes with a psychologist, but they are careful to check if the opinion is genuine or influenced by the abducting parent. 3, the 1-year settlement rule. If more than 12 months pass before the left-behind parent files a Hague petition, the abducting parent may argue the child is now settled in Italy, going to school, making friends, building a life. Judges then have the option to refuse return. But remember, if you file quickly, this defense cannot even be raised. Speed is your best shield. How Italian judges approach defenses. Italian courts apply these defenses cautiously. They know the Hague Convention loses its meaning if exceptions become the rule. That's why judges look for evidence, not just words. They weigh carefully, always asking, is this defense real or just an excuse to keep the child? The burden of proof lies with the abducting parent. If they can't demonstrate the defense with facts, the child is usually ordered to return. A real-life example, anonymized. Let me share a story. A French mother filed a Hague petition after her son was kept in Italy by the father. In court, the father argued that the child was afraid of going back. The judge listened to the child, who was 11. The boy said he preferred to stay in Italy with his father. But when the judge asked deeper questions, it became clear the boy's opinion came from pressure and repeated phrases he had heard from the father. The court recognized the manipulation and ordered return to France. This example shows how Italian judges look beneath the surface. They listen, but they also analyze carefully. The emotional side for left-behind parents. For parents, hearing these defenses is frightening. Many ask, what if the judge believes them? What if my child is influenced? It's normal to feel fear, but remember, courts are experienced in spotting exaggeration and manipulation. They don't accept excuses lightly. Your best response is preparation. Show documents, show stability, show the truth. From fear to readiness. Here's the shift that helps. Instead of thinking, they might block me, think, I will be ready for any argument. Preparation turns fear into confidence. When you expect defenses, you are not surprised. You are steady. Final thoughts. Let's recap. 1. Defenses exist, but they are narrow. 2. The 3 most common in Italy are grave risk of harm, the child's objection, and the 1-year settlement rule. 3. Judges apply them cautiously, requiring real evidence. 4. Preparation is your strongest answer. In our next episode, we'll move from reaction to prevention. We'll talk about red flags, how to recognize if your co-parent may be planning an abduction, and what you can do to stop it before it happens. Outro music fades in. Thank you for listening to Bringing Children Home. If you found this episode useful, I invite you to follow the podcast so you won't miss the next episodes. You can also visit my website at www.cecatiello.it for more resources and connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn, where I share insights and updates on international family law. See you in the next episode.